And I just wanted to tell you real quick, it's 8 o'clock and I've been up since 2 a.m. and been making videos and stuff, and I haven't done my 22 for 22 yet, or yoga for that matter, but Chris Brooks and Sumana and Betsy, please don't kill me. I will do it when I get home. Anyway, I need to do the 22 for 22, take a shower, and then get out of here by 9:15, so hopefully I'll make it. And hopefully I won't sweat to death with what I'm wearing. But in any event, I want to give you a little information about the 22 for 22 challenge. It stands for the 22 veterans of this country that will take their lives every single day from suicide. So for 22 days, the least that you can do, especially on Veterans Day, there's no fucking excuse for you not to do it on Veterans Day. Either 22 push-ups, or 22 knee push-ups, or like I'm doing it this time around since I've already done it, 22 downward dogs into child's pose. Compared to prayer pose, which I have been doing it and was caught the other day, but that's another story. So there's no reason for you not to do it today on Veterans Day, to honor those veterans who gave their lives and took their lives from the trauma that they endured while they gave and had service. Let me give you an example. You can't see post-traumatic stress disorder. You cannot see it unless you notice somebody's behavior. But you sure as shit can see this scar that I have, can't you? Right? So that's real. You can say, oh, well, that's real. Daryl really had that. But if I was to say Daryl has PTSD, you would be like, huh? Unless you know me. And then you realize, of course, that I do. So I just want to make that differentiation. Just because it may be an invisible illness and you can't see the cut or you can't see the scar or the break or whatever, it doesn't make it any less real. In fact, as I always say, post-traumatic stress disorder is just as deadly as a heart attack, and even more so because it kills more people every year than heart attacks do. So I'm going to do my education first because I think people like to see the education and then watch me do the push-ups. Today I wanted to talk pretty much about, I don't know, somebody give me a topic. Let me think of a topic real quick. And for that I will go to the book on trauma, which is called Waking the Tiger. What is trauma? How can we heal it? Wounds can heal, you can't see it. Let me actually explain what the mystery of trauma is. There is a theme in traumatized people. They are unable to overcome the anxiety of their experience. They remained overwhelmed by the event, defeated, and remained terrified, virtually imprisoned by their fear. They are unable to re-engage in life. Others who experience similar symptoms may have no enduring symptoms trauma at all. Trauma affects some of us in mysterious ways. This is one of them. No matter how frightening an experience may seem, not everyone who experiences it will be traumatized. Some people might meet successful challenges, while others who seem less intelligent or capable may become debilitated. That's not true. It's just the fact that some people handle trauma in different ways. Of greater importance, what are the implications concerning those of us who have already debilitated from prior traumas? So the point is, we can all get it and we can and do get it, and it's it's brutal. Let me give you an example. It doesn't matter if the incessant terror of combat trapped in a hurricane or an auto accident. All uncontrollable stress can have the same biological impact. Victims of devastating trauma may never be the same biologically. PTSD is not something in your head that makes you crazy. It is a biological disorder. It is neurological just as much as it is psychiatric. So you're not crazy from PTSD. You are suffering something, an injury to your nervous system. And to get people to realize that is very, very hard. It's very hard for some people to understand that. So don't be fooled by it, especially today on Veterans Day. Be aware that some of our veterans are dealing with PTSD to the rate that there are 22 suicides from it every single day, including Veterans Day today. I personally don't have a very happy view of Veterans Day for one reason. I do because most of my family, the Savage family, a lot of them, and the Spence family served and fought for this nation's freedom ever since the Roanoke colony. Yet there is one person that served that I actually spit on their grave. And that's all I will say about that. Taylor Grace! That a girl. See how great having a service dog is? Good girl. So, trauma affects people in different ways. The only thing you can do is try to manage it and experience it. And especially on Veterans Day, if you're a veteran with PTSD and you're not sure what to do and you see this video, get in touch with me. I will help you. I promise. You're never going to go through this alone. I had to go through it alone until I finally told my sister what was going on. And from that point on, I never went through it alone again until I was a little older. And then I met Jessica, and then I told Lisa. And I've never gone through it alone ever since, and I now know that I never will. So I'm blessed, I'm lucky. I know that not everybody else has that natural support system, that person that they can tell, that they feel comfortable with, that this is what happened to me. A lot of veterans never talk about what happened when they were overseas or in the theater of operation. And that's fine. You know, you might not be able to, you might not physically be able to say the words. It's not psychiatric, it's it's physiological in your nervous system. Trauma is stored in your nervous system. That's why you're going to have sleepless nights. That's why you're going to have joint aches, arthritis, headaches, all these other fun things that trauma causes. So just keep that in mind, and keep in mind that there's hope. While you may feel hopeless and you might feel that suicide's the only way that you can go ahead and get rid of it and cure it, I'm going to tell you one that you're not going to like to hear, but you're right. But the same thing's true with diabetes. What you have is no different. You have nothing no different than a heart attack, except it's just as serious and more deadly. You can manage it. It doesn't have to kill you. Suicide is 100% preventable. I can call any of my friends in the middle of the night, and they might be upset with me that I'm suicidal, but the truth of the matter is, they would be there like that for me to try to get me help. Period. And you have friends and loved ones in your life like that too, even if you don't realize it. So, it's Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for protecting our freedom to vote this past week. Thank you for keeping our country safe. Now please, I beg you, keep yourself safe. Any way possible, keep yourself safe, even if it's to reach out to me. or Psych Dogs America, we can help you as well and get you to the right people. Or if you're in Charlotte, Promise Resource Network, or a suicide number, or there are so many things that you can do. Just go to the local emergency room and say, listen, I'm having PTSD problems. They will take care of you. They're not going to think you're crazy. They're going to realize, especially if you tell them that you're a veteran and that you're having issues, they are going to take care of you. I promise. So, I know you can't really do that when you have to go to the VA, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So, let me put it to you this way. When you went on to a mission, they gave you all the possible gear that you could need. They gave you a bulletproof vest, they gave you extra ammunition, they gave you a canteen, they gave you grenades, they gave you this, they gave you a weapon, and they sent you into combat, right? Well, PTSD is no different except this. Guess what? You don't have any weapons to help fight it. So, what are your chances of going into battle with no weapons and no protection? That's what PTSD does. So you have to learn how to help yourself. And that's what I hope this series does. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and do my 22 downward dogs. Taylor might get a little upset today because she can tell that I'm upset right now, as you can clearly see. This is one of the advantages of having a psychiatric service dog. Number 20 I dedicate to Shannon and her father. Her father was a CB, and especially on Veterans Day, even though I know it's not Memorial Day, on Veterans Day, he took his life one day when Shannon was at school, and came home one day and Shannon saw him dead and blamed herself as a little girl for forever, and hopefully got through to her that it's not her fault. And then there's also the Honeycutt family. Alan Honeycutt. 2 days after my birthday in August, I had just gotten out of the hospital, and Tira on the brain from the thing I did earlier. Jessica didn't tell me for 2 days because she wanted to protect me in my post-traumatic stress disorder. She didn't want me to have to go back into the hospital for the shock of hearing about this suicide. So I'm honored that she did that because it shows how much she loves me. Yet this wasn't about me. This was a family issue, and I just simply wanted to be there for her. So let's go ahead and do this on this special Veterans Day edition of 22 for 22, Part 2, Day 5. And I'm going to need my music while I do it. So I'm going to rock up the Cinder Road Boys, because this is kind of a good song. And see if I can actually do these 22 for 22 without my mat. Because it's turning hell on my knees. Let me make sure I have enough space to go into child's pose. I do. Now can you see me in dog? Okay, so that's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Wardrobe malfunction on lousy jerseys. 7. 8. 9. 10. 'Taylor knows I'm upset. 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, it's okay, 18, 19, 20, 20 is for Shannon. Thank you, Shannon's and her dad. 22 is for Alan Honeycutt and his entire family. Just in time. Alright, I did it. I'm okay, baby. I'm okay. You are a good girl. I'm okay, I promise. Service dog in action, folks. Service dog in action. So, we did our education. We did our 22 downward dogs. I think we're done for the day. So, everybody, please thank a veteran of this country today, if you can. Because my family, the Savage family, was actually the first veterans in the Roanoke colony here in North Carolina. So we were technically the first. And of course the Savage family founded England and Germany and Scotland too, but that's nothing because we came from France, but that's a long story anyway. But enjoy your Veterans Day. Thank a veteran for your freedom. And I challenge you to do the 22 for 22 challenge and try to... I'm still wiped. Do 22 downward dogs if you can. If you can't, just do 22 push-ups. And if you're still not strong enough to do that, which is fine, just do 22 knee push-ups. Be on your knees and do the push-ups. Anything you can to honor the 22 veterans who gave their lives yesterday from suicide, took their lives from suicide, from the horrible depths of PTSD, we got a baby, and weren't able to make it through because of how horrific that condition is, so that you could celebrate this Veterans Day and celebrate them on Memorial Day. And they gave you the right to vote on Tuesday, whether your person win or lose, won or lost. So this is near and dear to my heart, especially on Veterans Day, so you guys take care. I will always have respect for our veterans except one, and I already spit on his grave. So you guys have a great Veterans Day. Do 22 for 22. I challenge you, if you think that doing 22 downward dogs is simple, ask any yogi. It'll tell you it's the addition of doing 50. Because while you sit here and do your push-ups, we call that plank pose. And we can hold that all day. So, anyway, you guys have a great day. And Taylor and I will see you tomorrow when the Florida State Seminoles whoop some ass. And I'm still wearing my Raven stuff in celebration of last night. So, anyway, you guys take care. See, she's looking at herself now. There she goes. She sees herself. Yep, that's you, silly. All right. Y'all take care.